Since 1978, when Michael Myers first went on a scary rampage in the suburbs, the Halloween movies have been super famous in American horror. It's been more than 50 years, and there are 13 movies in the series. Some good and some not so good. Most of them follow the same pattern. Michael Myers, the killer, comes back to his hometown on Halloween and starts causing chaos. But which of these scary movies should you watch now? Let's rank them from the worst to the best. Halloween 6 got one thing right by introducing Paul Rudd to Hollywood. Paul Rudd has become a famous and well-loved actor since then. However, the movie itself doesn't seem to know what it's trying to do with its characters and its setting. In the film, Dr. Loomis once again tries to stop Michael Myers, but this plotline feels overused and somewhat funny. An elderly doctor chasing a guy in a Captain Kirk mask with a kitchen knife is a tiring and unappealing idea. Halloween 6 is a weary and unattractive movie that relies on worn-out themes. Many Halloween fans don't like the movie Halloween Resurrection for several reasons. The biggest problem is the opening scene, which undoes the good stuff from H2O. In this film, a group of teenagers spends a night in Michael Myers' childhood home for the internet. They think it'll be fun and get their attention, but it turns into a scary and deadly night. While this idea could have worked for a Halloween movie, it's at the bottom of the list because it doesn't pay attention to the story so far. It has bad acting and some really silly parts. Fans didn't need to see Michael Myers do kung fu with Busta Rhymes. The Revenge of Michael Myers may be one of the goofiest movies in the series, but it's actually still enjoyable. It focuses on what fans love most about Halloween: watching Michael Myers quietly take out teenagers. The plot gets crazy fast, starting with Michael waking up from a one-year-long coma, leading to a wild Halloween party on a farm and ending with his mysterious disappearance. Along the way, Jamie and Michael share a psychic link, creating exciting scenes. Donald Pleasance's return as the eccentric Loomis is a treat, but Danielle Harris steals the show with her emotional performance, making her character's peril all the more terrifying. Rob Zombie's Halloween movies have split the fan base. Some praise them for reimagining Michael Myers, while others find them harsh. Zombie brings a distinct style, but faces issues in execution. His first Halloween movie had mixed reviews. Despite originally planning a one-off, Zombie returned for a sequel with more creative freedom. This sequel breaks Halloween conventions. Michael is unmasked and speaks. Dr. Loomis becomes unlikable. The film ends on a dark note. Halloween 2 has problems like unlikable characters and odd pacing, but offers striking visuals, strong performances, and an intense opening chase. It's a messy but unique addition to the Halloween series. In Rob Zombie's 2007 movie, that's when he remade the Halloween franchise, which had never been done before. While all the other films in the series acknowledge the 1978 original as their starting point, Zombie's version gave it a fresh twist. He spent a lot of time delving into Michael's troubled childhood, which was only briefly touched upon in the original. Unlike the earlier films that portrayed Michael as a soulless evil, Zombie humanized him. Malcolm McDowell's character, Loomis, helped us understand Michael's psyche. While the second half of the movie's killing spree doesn't really match the first, it offers stronger performances, particularly from Taylor Compton as Laurie, Danielle Harris as her friend, Doug Ferrick as young Michael, and Tyler Mane as the adult Michael, making it a compelling remake. The second Halloween movie, the only one with John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's significant input, continues from the 1978 original. It follows Michael Myers as he chases Laurie through a hospital on the same Halloween night. Like the first, it uses suburban life's false safety to scare, highlighting issues with law enforcement and healthcare. The cinematography by Dean Cunley maintains the visual excellence of the original. However, a drawback is the suggestion of a personal link between Michael and Laurie, which demystifies the character. Michael is scarier as an enigmatic force, and Laurie is more relatable as a random crime victim. The return of Michael Myers is best described as a wild ride featuring 68-year-old Donald Pleasance evading a truck driving Michael Myers at a gas station that mysteriously explodes. After fans rejected a Michael-less sequel, it was clear that he had to return in grand fashion. Is it a good movie? Well, that's debatable. But it's undeniably a cheesy, entertaining flick that tried something new. Without Jamie Lee Curtis, the story focuses on Laurie's daughter, Jamie, who has a psychic link with her murderous uncle. It is a bit silly, with an oddly expressive Michael mask, but it goes all out with creative kills. Pleasance's exaggerated performance, and a love for the franchise's characters, even if it struggles to make them scary, makes this a fun watch. David Gordon Green's second movie in the series picks right up after the 2018 Halloween, with Michael still on a murderous rampage after 40 years. He targets random people, past victims, and Laurie Strode's family. Like the 2018 film, Halloween Kills aims to be serious and explores themes like mob mentality and personal failure. Unlike the first one, Kills struggles to balance its serious themes with the fun slasher elements. The killings are intense, but they don't really contribute to a coherent story. This leaves the beloved heroine, Laurie Strode, with less to do. It's a frustrating and inconsistent film that can't quite have it all. David Gordon Green's trilogy conclusion, Halloween Ends, stands out for its bold storytelling. It shifts the focus away from iconic characters like Laurie and Michael Myers, instead centering on Corey Cunningham, a friend of Laurie's granddaughter. Corey takes on Michael's violent legacy after a period of social isolation. Unlike traditional fan service, this film delves into themes of communal trauma and cycles of violence. It resembles more of a remake of John Carpenter's Christine than a typical Halloween movie, being less scary. While it takes ambitious risks, not all of them pay off. Longtime fans may find the final showdown between Laurie and Michael a bit underwhelming, given the franchise's history of trying to outdo itself. To save the Halloween movie series from the hated curse of Michael Myers, the creators made two big changes. First, they ignored everything after Halloween 2, avoiding curses, cults, and Jamie's story to make it more accessible. The second change was spending more money, making it the most expensive entry. This gave it a professional feel but lost the old-fashioned charm. The music and camera work became grander. The cast got an upgrade with stars like Adam Arkin, Josh Hartnett, and Jamie Lee Curtis returning as Laurie. Despite a different Laurie, Curtis excelled in portraying her character's emotional journey, from fear to empowerment. Halloween 3: Season of the Witch stands out as an odd one in the series. It's completely separate from the other movies, except for a small reference in Halloween Kills. The story follows Dr. Dan Chalice, played by Tom Atkins, as he uncovers a conspiracy involving a Halloween mask company called Silver Shamrock, led by Kunal Cochran, played by Dan O'Hurley. Notably, characters like Michael, Laurie, and Loomis from the previous films don't exist in this world. It's an attempt to make the franchise into a collection of unrelated stories, with only stylistic elements connecting it to the first two movies, like the holiday theme. Season of the Witch is a strange and eerie standalone tale with a captivating start, eerie androids, a chilling soundtrack, and a unique ending. David Gordon Green's film, with the puzzling title, takes a page from H2O by ignoring most of the series, and bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis for a fantastic performance. This approach brings back the fear and mystery of Michael Myers, portraying him as an unstoppable monster rather than a man. Unlike the sequels, where he lost some of his scariness, here he's terrifying again. His unpredictable nature and random attacks make him a real threat anywhere to anyone for no apparent reason. The film also delves into Laurie's character, showing the lasting effects of her trauma. Her caution and defensiveness affects her family relationships and draw parallels between her and Michael. Like Star Wars Episode 7 and Creed, this movie mirrors its iconic predecessor structure while exploring the impact of the original events on future generations. John Carpenter's classic Halloween is still the scariest of them all. It's a simple horror film, just a guy with a knife, but it makes us really scared, breaking the idea that our neighborhood is always safe. It's like Psycho and Jaws, taking everyday life and making it scary. The camera work makes us feel like we're being watched. Donald Pleasance gives important information with power, and Jamie Lee Curtis shows both fear and strength. And the guy under the mask, Nick Castle, is really mysterious. This movie is a must-see for anyone who wants a good scare. So the Halloween movie series has had its fair share of thrills and chills. We've ranked them all, from the classic scares to the more recent additions. But which one is your personal favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more exciting movie rankings and pop culture content.